these clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos.
I just wanna go home. I just wanna be home.
Mase, say his name.
Yeah, security crime behind.
Oh, damn. People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. It's like, what?
Oh, genedeal was crying for the blanket. Genedeal was this, that, and the genedeal was this, that, and the third.
But he there for still.
What you think I'm gonna be doing when you doing all that to genedeal? I bet you really don't wanna know.
The internet erupted overnight when Gun Deal, Mase, and Camron were suddenly dragged into a tense exchange that caught everyone off guard. What began as light talk on the microphone quickly spiraled into something far heavier, deeply personal, and impossible to ignore, leaving viewers watching in shock as the situation crossed lines no one expected.
You wanna say something, Mase? Tell us why you didn't go. Mase, why you didn't go to the party? Mase, why you didn't go to the party?
Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to
So Mase, who told you? Mase, didn't I tell you? Listen to him, Mase. Did I tell? Let's keep it 100. When you was riding around,
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had time?
Mase, let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mase, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Did I say that to you, Mase?
This did not come across as playful jokes or old-school nostalgia. It felt exposed, emotional, and weighed down by years of unresolved issues. The moment started on Mase and Camron's show, where they were talking freely and laughing like they always do. But this time, the conversation crossed into dangerous territory. They brought up the night the notorious B.I.G. was killed, a moment that still carries deep weight in hip-hop culture, and aimed sharp criticism at genedeal for not responding with violence that night, turning a painful memory into public provocation.
I was actually in a hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask the question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more bad boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till genedeal, the officer had to come get me.
For many listeners, the comments came off as disrespectful, reckless, and completely out of line. And it is important to understand who genedeal really is. He is not a random figure from hip-hop's past. Gene was one of Biggie's closest friends and his longtime head of security. A man who lived through that night, survived it, and has carried the emotional weight of that moment for decades.
Who went out there and they started running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown-ass man, Mase and Camron, made suggestions to bad boy security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being bad boy security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 out there. Oh, genedeal was crying for the blanket. Genedeal was this, that, and the genedeal was this, that, and the third.
And the next part of his message was deeply disturbing.
You already know, Mase. When you doing all that stuff to genedeal, what do genedeal supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to genedeal? They can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell Big them Keep it a buck. I never had to tell Big them I told Big to his face, if you go to this party tonight, one of y'all gonna die. Some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
Clips went viral fast, and people immediately started tagging Genedeal, waiting for his response. And he did not laugh it off. Gene came back serious. No jokes, no smiles, just straight intensity. He made it clear he did not appreciate his name being used, especially when tied to the night that changed his life forever. He did not raise his voice, but his words carried weight, warning Mase to stand on what he said if he truly meant it. Gene also shut down the narrative they were pushing. He rejected the question of why he did not shoot, explaining that Biggie was not his assigned principal at that moment, and they had already blown the light and were halfway down the block when everything happened. The reality, he said, was far more complex than people making jokes online.
Trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, so Gene, why you didn't shoot? Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. And he knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big them. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mase knew the whole situation. Mase knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, yo, man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this? We hear the shot, bow. Puff put his head down. I go to open the door. Kenny flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, well, why security? So ask security, ask Big security, ask Paul, ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there, they was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street, that they way down the block, they coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car. But Big, Mase knew this. Me and Mase had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with with Puff, but you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on to him, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't got to worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not going to hesitate because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life.
That response alone changed everything. What started as podcast jokes suddenly felt very real. What made Gene's reaction even more unsettling was his tone. This was not clout chasing or internet drama. It sounded like someone speaking from deep disrespect and long-held pain. Gene made it clear that talking reckless about real trauma comes with consequences. Not online arguments, but real-world tension. That was the moment people realized this was no longer entertainment. It was about honor, pain, and boundaries that should never be crossed. Camron, known for his sharp tongue and Harlem confidence, has not fully responded yet, but fans already understand the reputation he carries.
Just can't tell me nothing.
And the second top artist in the world, which is Mase, about to be number one. That's what I'm saying. I wonder his face because I'm like, if y'all let me do that to Big, I don't stand it.
Cam is not known for backing down, and he has never been afraid to defend himself with words. But this situation is different. This is not a rap battle or a social media roast. It involves real history, real loss, and a murder that still carries unanswered questions. That reality makes every word risky. Almost immediately, the hip-hop community split into sides.
Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral out here.
Others argued Mase and Cam were just doing their usual mic talk, with no real malice. But intent does not erase impact, and that is where things got messy. The situation escalated as the clips spread everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, X people, replaying the jokes and Gene's response back-to-back. The contrast was stark. One moment laughter, the next, a serious warning that made everyone uneasy. Timing made it worse. Hip-hop is already sensitive about legacy, respect, and accountability. Fans are revisiting old stories, jokes, and behaviors. So moments like this hit harder than before. Gene's response tapped into that larger conversation about who can joke about what and at what cost. Right now, no one knows how this will play out. Will Mase respond? Will Cam step in with jokes or take it seriously? Or will it die down before things get uglier? One thing is certain. Genedeal made it clear he is not someone to be trifled with, especially when Biggie's name is involved. This incident is a reminder that hip-hop history is more than stories and sound bites. It is real lives, real loss, and real scars. And when those scars are poked for laughs, a reaction is inevitable. What started as viral drama has crossed into dangerous territory.